Meosha. I'm 23 and I overcame depression and anxiety.
Okay, so what brought you here today?
What brought me?
In general, just what made you want to come and do
Oh,
this
okay.
today?
Well, a lot of people go through depression and anxiety, and in the Black community specifically, we're such strong individuals, especially Black women, that if there's nothing physically wrong with you, like if I can't see it, then there's nothing wrong with you. You just being lazy or you just being weird. And then you have people like depression and anxiety is such a misconception. Like people, oh, it's a choice, or you late. It's just, I really want to just tell my story and show people that it happens to the normal girls, it happens to the normal boys. Like it's real.
So what is your story?
So it kind of goes hand in hand with my whole homeless situation. That entire year was extremely traumatic for me. I have a family member who is diagnosed with a chronic illness, and my family member got super sick at the beginning of 2017. Sick to the point where my family wasn't sure he was going to make it. So I felt like every time my phone rung and it was like close family members, I would, like, before I answer, brace myself to, hear some trash. And that really started my depression. And then my vehicle was stolen, and then I was evicted from my apartment. And then I was kicked out of Michigan State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that really just sent me down like a spiral.
So when you started experiencing this depression, like what aspects of your life changed? Like your relationships with like family, friends, or school, how you acted at school or at work?
So I've always been super lazy and super complacent. So I never went to class. My whole 5 years, like I never went to class. But when I got depressed, like I really never went to class. Like there's a difference. Like I never went to class. I would literally just sit on the couch all day, smoke, and watch TV. I was like I said, my relationship was starting, and I was embarrassed to let like my man know that I've been sitting on the couch all day. So I mean, I would lie and say I was at class or I was doing this or doing that, but I was really just sitting there all day. My friends pretty much, they had their own things going on. One of my friends, I think we both were depressed because she would just come over every single day and we would just sit on my couch and just get high together. So, yeah, that changed. I really closed myself off. I stopped going out, and I haven't been out since, really. Like, I stopped going out. I stopped partying. A lot changed.
And were you in denial about your depression?
I was super in denial. I did not listen. I am Meosha. I don't get depressed. I don't get sad. I have been through a lot. Like, we just talked about homelessness. I chose to talk about homelessness in college, but I was homeless in high school. Like, I've been through a lot, so I just felt like because I'm still going, I can keep going. Like, I'm fine,
So did other people around you know that you were depressed? Like, and was it like with you telling them or without you telling them and they just realized it on their own?
Nobody knew I was depressed. Even to this day. I probably, to tell people, would be like, you was depressed? I mean, and if I run down everything that was going on, the ins and outs and the details, it's like, oh, you was depressed. But in that moment, I'm so inside with what's going on, and like I wait till I'm by myself. And even when I'm by myself, I still like sometimes just ignore it. Like I ignore the elephant in the room, but they really didn't notice.
So then do you feel like you had support, or like did you kind of like not use that support, I guess, since they didn't even really know?
That's what I definitely could have had the support. I just didn't reach out. I am who my friends come to for advice, for direction, for, they come to me. My friends come to me when they depressed, when they feeling like they about to be depressed. So I felt like I just didn't have that space to be super vulnerable like that. Like, and I didn't want to be. Like, I don't want nobody to see me like that and think that I'm weak, or think that, I don't know, like, I want people to keep their idea of Meosha just that. Like, I'm everything you think I, like, I'm not, I don't want to,
So earlier you said a little bit about like depression and anxiety in the Black community. Can you just talk more about that and like your views on that?
So I just, growing up and at 23, being able to look back and say, okay, now that I know what being depressed and having anxiety is, okay, when I was 12 and they thought I was tripping, I was depressed. Like, I can go back and I can, you know what I'm saying? And I remember my mom being like, ain't nothing wrong with you, or if you feel, I remember telling my mom one time, I had to be like 10 or 11, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just something wrong with me. And she was like, what's wrong? What you mean? You got all these people you can talk to, and you can't talk to nobody to tell them what's wrong with you. And I'm like, no, I just want to get out the house. And she was like, well, if something wrong with you, you ain't going nowhere. And I'm like, what? And so it's just stuff like that. Like, the Black community, Black families, Black parents, they have so much to worry about on the exterior. It's like, nobody care about the interior, because the lights finna get cut off. Don't nobody care about the interior, because I've been getting up and going to the same job for 45 years, 9 to 5 every single day, making $15 an hour at this point. And I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about your feelings being hurt at school. Get over it. They're not your friends anyways, that type of thing. So I just feel like in the Black community, mental health, like, that really needs to be addressed. That really needs to be taken into consideration. And it's not our parents' fault. It's how they were raised. Like, when you look at everything, it's like, it's not your fault that you couldn't see that I was depressed.
Right.
It's not your fault. You was trying to put food on the table for me. You couldn't worry about my mental health. You was trying to worry about my physical health.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Toxic stress.
Yeah. So what was the hardest part of experiencing this depression for you?
The hardest part of experiencing the depression was being honest and telling myself, like, you depressed. Going to a counselor, like, that was just like, I ain't really trying to do that. Then when I went to the counselor, they gave me these depression pills. I'm not taking those. Like, you're not about to turn me into no psychotic patient. Are you crazy? So that was the hardest part, like, realizing I was depressed, realizing I needed help, and then figuring out which help I was willing to take, so.
And so did you enjoy your experience with the counselor, or no?
I did. So I got my very first counselor was a Black woman. And we had an hour. And when I tell you, like, I sat down with her, and I talked about stuff I have not talked about. I've never talked about. Like, I told her stuff I've never said. To just say it was like, like, like I'm free of it. Like, I don't have to carry it no more on my back. Excuse me. But yeah, it was really good. Like, you have to find, I'm emotional.
Same.
But you have to find that counselor who works for you. Because she did her thing. My counselor now, she works for me. Like, she gets the job done, but you gotta find that best fit. Like I see people say on social media, like, I tried counseling and it didn't work. You can't just try one person. Like, you have to realize these are regular people with titles. So you have a person who's good at counseling because she's good at talking to people and she's good at telling you the right things. And you have another individual who's a counselor because she's good at listening and she's good at hearing things. I'm a talker. So I need a person who's willing to sit and listen and chime in every once in a while just to let me know that they still here with me. But I need somebody that can just sit there and listen. I've had a counselor, my very first counselor was, she just sat there and she just listened. Like, if she'd chime in and add some input and say, like, oh, like, I can't believe that, and stuff like that. And she was her authentic self, but she didn't talk the whole time. I talked the whole time. My counselor now, it's a black woman, and she's older, but she talks a lot. And, like, she got something to say after everything I say, and it's like, ma'am,
I just need you to listen.
I just need you to shut up. But she older, so I wanted to be respectful. So you just gotta find that counselor that works for you. My counselor, me and her got a relationship now, so we work together. But my first counselor, she was it.
That's good. And that's good that was your very first counselor.
It was, yeah. Because I probably wouldn't, if I would have got my counselor now, then, I probably would have never went back.
So this is the turnaround point. And just let me know, like, when did things start to improve for you, and when did you get like a handle on your depression?
So it all kind of goes right back into my homelessness story of my man. He, like, I would go down to Detroit every weekend, any chance that I got, and just like do what I was doing in Lansing in Detroit. And so for him, he is like very goal oriented. Like, he got things he's trying to do. So he was like, I'm not trying to, lay in the bed all day, but I can, because you here. Like, I want to be laid up with you, but I can't do that. So he was like, every time I come down there on Saturdays, we had this routine, and we would go down to his job, and it's a ton of things I could be doing. Like, I had already got kicked out of Michigan State, but it was things that I could have been doing. I could have been doing work to get back in. I could have been just being proactive with my life. But we be down at his job, and he doing work, and he'll think I'm doing work, and I'm on Facebook, or I'm playing games, and I'm over there into it, so he think I'm really, like, doing work, but I was BSing. And one day, I think he seen me and got mad and was like, why you not working? And so we, like, just really started to have a talk, and that's when we kind of had the conversation where I'm just like, I can't see no way out of this. And because I can't see a way out of this, I'm just going to sit here. And he like, do you see, he like, well, do you see how dumb that sounds? Just to keep it 100. Because you can't see the way out, you just going to sit here. Just get up and start moving. Just start moving. Just take it day by day, and you'll see the result. And that's really when everything just changed. I started doing things to be proactive with my life instead of waiting till something happened and then trying to act.
Right. So, what would you then tell someone who feels like they're not necessarily experiencing depression just yet? Because, some people kind of label just sadness as depression, and there's a difference. But someone who is headed down that road, what would you tell them?
I would say just keep doing the things that you feel don't matter consistently. If you get up every morning, or let's say you're depressed because you don't love yourself. If you get up every morning and say like 5 positive affirmations, even if you don't think it's doing anything, if you do it every day, and it literally takes 30 seconds to 1 minute out of your day. If you do it every day, by the second week, you're going to start to think it. You're going to start to believe it. Just do the little things. If you're depressed because you don't have a job, do the little things. Apply to 5 jobs a day. If you apply to 5 jobs a day in a week, you didn't apply to 35 jobs. It's the little things that you do every day that make the big picture. So just do the little things. Don't focus on the big outcome. The big outcome will keep you depressed. There's no way that I can be a millionaire tomorrow. And if I think I I can be, I'm going to be depressed forever.
Right.
But if I know that I can be a millionaire by saving my money and going to work at this job every day, and then maybe I can dabble in, once I get this under, control, I can dabble into a second income, get that under, like, just start and just take it day by day. You will not have the finished product. The seed does not grow in a day. Plant your seed. Don't grow in a day.
Yes. Okay, and lastly, what would you tell someone who is already like severely suffering from depression and may need a little bit more than just like the things that you just suggested?
I would say go seek a professional. Counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, they are professionals. If you have an extremely bad hair day, you go see a professional. If your car messed up, you go see a professional. If you don't like what one mechanic tells you, you go see a cheaper one or another one. Like, you go see a professional and find the professional that's right for you. Just like a hairstylist, just like a mechanic, just like a nail appointment. Find the one that fits you, but you have to seek that out. That's what they're here for.
Yes.
And if you don't have the finances, look for resources. Especially Black people, there are resources hidden everywhere, and they hide them, but they are there. Get your resources.
Thank you. Okay, so that was all the questions for that topic that I had. Is there anything that you didn't say that you want to?
Yes, there is. There is nothing wrong with being depressed. It is okay to not be okay. You are a human. We go through so much, and we Black. So we don't even realize we done went through everything that we went through.
Right.
Sometimes telling my story, it's like, bro, you went through all that in a year when I'm telling it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I went through that, and I didn't even realize I was going through that. So, yeah, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a mental health day and take a bubble bath. It's okay.